Dear students, in the last class we already discussed the function overloading. Function overloading and what are the benefits of function overloading and what are the drawbacks of function overloading and inline function. Okay, so function overloading means two or more functions having same name but differ in the number of arguments or change in the data type of the argument. Inline function means the function declaration is replaced with the function call. Okay, inline function can work only for the small program, only simple calculation purposes. So we can use the inline function. The drawbacks of inline functions are, so it cannot be worked with switch statement, cannot be worked for the go to statement, and it cannot be worked for if construct, if and looping constructs. Okay, and it cannot be a recursive. Okay, so these two are the important topics in function overloading. Okay, so now we have to discuss friend function. Friend function. So it is the last topic of function overloading. The function overloading chapter consists of only 3 topics. So first one is function overloading with example. Second one is inline function, advantages, disadvantages and example. And third one is friend function. And this chapter consists of 5 marks. And directly we will get 5 marks, 1 question in the final examination. Okay. So here friend function means it is a non-member function. It is a non-member function. It is a non-member function, but this function has all rights to access the private and public and protected members of the class. For example, so just I can define one class sample. So int of a comma b. So public. So just I can mention void read. Okay. So just I can close the class. See here. Okay. So friend function means it is not a member of the class, but this function has all rights to access the private protected members of the class. So here, if you are not mentioned any access control specifier, means by default A and B are called as a private data members. Okay, this function, friend function, all rights to access the A and B get. Then next question is how to declare the friend function. Okay, see here, friend. So white compute in the bracket of sample. See here, friend function can be declared using the friend keyword. So first we can write the friend, next void, next compute, and friend function can take the object as argument. Here the class name is sample, class name with variable is called as object. Okay, suppose if I write void read. Okay, so this read function does not have friend keyword. It means the read function is not a friend function, because normally the read function can be declared inside the class. So how to identify the friend function means the function which must be declared using the friend keyword. So here friend is the keyword. And this function can take the object as its argument. So this is the friend function definition. The definition of the friend function is it is first of all it is a non-member function, but it has all rights to access the private and protected members of the class. Okay. Now you have to see the example. So just I can declare void friend void compute sample of S, and I can declare void read. Okay. Next, so here void read is declared in the public section. It must be defined outside the class. How to define the function outside the class, so we have to use scope resolution. Void, first you can write void, next class name sample, next scope resolution, next you can write read. See out, so you enter a comma b, so C in a b, so next I can close. Next friend function, just I can write void compute, I will explain later. After writing I will explain. Sample, yes. So I can declare one more variable for storage purpose. So s dot c is equal to s dot a plus s dot b. C dot s dot b. So here I can write void main. See here. So this is the example for friend function. So while read, you already know how to read the values. Just I can enter a and b value. So for example 10 and 20, 10 is stored in a and 20 is stored in b. See here, this is important. At the time of defining the friend function, so compulsory we can use the friend keyword. But at the time of defining the function, so this is the declaration of friend function. So this is the definition of the friend function. At the time of defining the friend function, so we cannot use the friend keyword. It can be defined just like a normal function. So see here, simply we can mention void compute sample of s. Just you can ignore the friend, okay, and the friend function can take the object as its argument. See here, r dot read means it will call the read function. I can enter 10 and 20. See here, just I mentioned compute in the bracket of r. Friend function can be called just like a normal function. It cannot be called using the object. So that's why compute in the bracket of r. So here r values are stored in s. With the help of r, you can read the values 10 and 20. So indirectly 10 and 20 are stored in r. So that's why r values are copied into s. With the help of this, we can add. S dot a means 10 plus s dot b means 20. It is stored in s dot c. Finally, I have to print s dot c. Okay. So this is the example for friend function. This is the example for friend function. And characteristics of friend function. So minimum we have to write 5 characters. Okay. The first character is the friend function is not a member of the class, but it has all rights to access the private and protected members of the class. Okay. It is similar to the definition. So whatever we have to mention the definition, the same definition is the first characteristic of friend function. Second one is friend function can be defined just like a normal function. Friend function does not use any scope resolution operator. See here, in the read function I have to use scope resolution because the scope resolution operator is used to define the member function outside the class. But here compute is not a member function. It is not a member of the class. That's why it is not a member function. So that's why friend function can be defined like a normal function. So this is the second characteristic. Third one is at the time of defining the friend function, we have to use at the time of declaring the friend function, so we have to use the friend keyword. While defining, we cannot use the friend. See here I can use friend, but here it is not necessary to mention the friend keyword because it can be defined just like a normal function. So this is the third character. Fourth one is friend function can take the object as its argument. compulsory we can mention the object as an argument. Why we have to mention the object as an argument means directly this function cannot use a and b. Instead of writing s dot c is equal to s dot a plus s dot b, so just I have to mention c is equal to a plus b means it is not a valid. Automatically the system will generate an error message to the user because this is not a member of the class means directly this function does not have any rights to access a b c. Indirectly it will get the rights. How? With the help of object. With the help of this yes it can access a b c. That is the fourth character. Fifth one is friend function can be called just like a normal function. See here difference. Here r dot read I can mention, but here just I have to mention only compute in the bracket of r. This is the here it can take one argument, that is object, here also object, but here I am not mentioned any object dot function name because it can be called just like a normal function. So that is the fifth characteristic. Another one is friend function can be defined in public section of the class, or it can define it any one of the section. It will not affect the other members. If I mention friend void compute in the public section, it will not affect the other members. Okay, so these five are the characteristics of friend function. Okay, so these three topics are very important for the examination also, because the function overloading consists of only three topics: function overloading with example, inline function with example, friend function, advantages, characteristics with example. Okay, so among these three topics you will get one 5 marks question. Okay, so it's a complete your function overloading chapter. So this is the small chapter. Okay, so now we have to discuss next chapter only introduction or some topics. Again that is also important. So the next chapter is constructor and destructor. Constructor and destructor. Constructor and destructor. So again we will get 7 marks. We will get 7 marks. Okay. So the object oriented concept 5 marks, class and object 6 marks, function overloading 5 marks, and this chapter 7 marks. And up to 7 chapters. So all are very small chapter, and each chapter you will get 5 marks. Okay. So constructor and destructor. See here, constructor means it is also a type of function. Even wide read is there, wide display is there, wide large is there, wide compute is there. There are so many functions we can define in a class. So all are the functions only. In the same way, constructor. So here constructor is a special type of member function, and its name is same as that of the class name. For example, class. So first I can write syntax. Class name. See here. Here class name is any user defined name. So here also class name. Example, class sample public sample. So constructor is a special type of member function. Its name is the same as that of the class name. See here, this is the one function. This function name and class name is same. So that's why this function is called as a constructor. Then what is the use of this constructor? What we have to include in our program? Okay. For example, if I declare private private int a. So it is a valid. Suppose if I write private int a is equal to 10 means it is not a valid, because private members directly cannot be initialized. Int a is equal to 10, it is not a valid. Okay, if you want to initialize the private data members, first I can declare int a. Next, in the constructor, I have to initialize the private data members. For that purpose, we have to use the constructor. So, constructor is a special type of member function. Its name is same as that of the class name. It is used to initialize the private data members, or it is used to initialize the object also. It is used to initialize the objects or private data members. Then what are the rules for constructor? Okay, rules, advantages, characteristics, all are same. Okay, the first one is similar to the definition. Second one is, see here. Here constructor is defined in the public section. It means that constructors must be defined in the public section of the class. Public section of the class. This is the second character or second rule. Third point is, in the normal function you have to write like this: wide read, wide compute, wide display. See here. Here I have not mentioned any wide int float etc. It means that constructor does not have any return type. Constructor does not have any return type. Constructor does not have any return type. Fourth one is, constructors can be overloaded. Overloaded means in a single program it is possible to define the more than one constructor. That is also one rule. And constructors cannot be inherited. So what is inheritance? Inheritance means acquiring the properties from one class to the another class. Okay, in the same way constructors cannot be inherited. Constructors cannot be inherited. Fourth point. Fifth point is, constructors cannot reference any addresses. So here address means some part or some location in the memory. It does not refer any locations, any addresses inside the memory. So that is also one character of the constructor. And another one is, main important point, how to create an object. For example, sample S. Here sample S means creation of object. The constructors can be called automatically when the object is created. Suppose if I mention private read means s dot read means it will call the read function. In the same way, so manually constructors cannot be called. If you create the object means automatically the constructor will be called and it will execute the statement. It will execute the statements. That is also one major and important character. And when the object is created, automatically the memory will be allocated for the variables. For example, if I mention int a comma b, these two variables are active when the object is created. And here the size of integer is 2 bytes. I can declare 2 variable means 4 bytes. If I create the object means this object will allocate the memory with the help of constructor. Constructor will allocate the memory for the object variables, that is a and b. Suppose if I am not created the object means constructor will not call and the memory will not be allocated. So in the object oriented concept I already told that where there is a object there will be a class, or if there is a class there will be a object. Class aitappa antandre, so compulsory we can create the object. Okay, so there are 5 to 6 characters are there. Then one more thing is initial program at the time of initialization means in the class and object initially we are in the previous programs. In wide main, in first year, we are not creating any classes. Okay. In the first year programs, even we are not creating the object also. Because if you create the class means compulsory the object is created. But if you are not creating the class means there is no need for creating the object. Okay, in first year you already studied only the basic normal programs. In second year also normal programs, but with class and object. It is the pure C++. Okay, so this is completely about the constructor. Okay, in the next class, so how to write the program and what are the types of constructors, so we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.